الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. نعم. Uh, now Ibn Hazm wanted to talk about that if the he is talking about if the medicine we are in necessity to use it and there is no alternative or substitute of this medicine. So now we can use it because this is a necessity case. And in this case, this medicine will not be a prohibited thing. It will be allowed to use it. So he continue saying, وقد قال تعالى وقد فصل لكم ما حرم عليكم إلا ما اضطررتم إليه. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explained to you what he prohibited on you, except the things which you have necessity to it. وصح أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال, and it was sound hadith that Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم قال, said, الحرير والذهب حرام على ذكور أمتي حلال لإناثها. The silk and the gold is prohibited on the males of my ummah, of my nation, and it is permitted for the women of my nation. وقال صلى الله عليه وسلم إنما يلبس الحرير في الدنيا من لا خلاق له في الآخرة. Indeed, the one who wears the silk in the dunya, in the world, من لا خلاق له في الآخرة, the one who has no share in the hereafter. ومن الطرق الثابتة والموجبة للعلم روى تحريم الحرير عمر, يعني from the طرق ثابتة, يعني there is a hadith صحيحة, sound ways, okay, which require the ilm, the certainty. روى تحريم الحرير عمر, the يعني he said تحريم الحرير, it is narrated by sound ways which require the certainty. روى تحريم الحرير عمر وابنه, and Abdullah ibn Umar وابن الزبير, صحابي Abdullah ibn الزبير, وأبو موسى الأشعري وغيرهم. ثم صح يقينا, and it was certain that Rasulullah عليه السلام, that Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم أباح لعبد الرحمن بن عوف والزبير بن العوام لباس الحرير على سبيل التداوي من الحكة والقم والوجع. And that Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم allowed for عبد الرحمن بن عوف وزبير بن العوام to wear حرير, okay, على سبيل التداوي, to so صح يقينا أنه عليه السلام أباح لعبد الرحمن بن عوف والزبير بن العوام لباس الحرير. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam allowed or permitted for Abdurrahman ibn Auf and Zubayr libas al-harir, to wear the silk على سبيل التداوي, as a medication from the من الحكة, rash, والقمل, and the lice. They had lice on their hairs and on their bodies, والوجع, and from the pain. فسقط كل ما تعلقوا به. Now it is nullified all what they depend upon. وأما قولهم إن الأشياء على الإباحة بقوله تعالى وقد فصل لكم ما حرم عليكم إلا ما اضطررتم إليه, and regarding their saying that everything is allowed by the evidence of saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when He said, وَقَدْ He explained everything for you except what you are forced to do or what is the necessity for you. وبقوله تعالى خلق لكم ما في الأرض جميعا, and He created for you whatever in the earth. فصحيح, so it is correct. وهكذا نقول, and we are saying this. إننا لم نجد نصا إننا لم نجد نصا على تحريم الأبوال جملة. وهكذا نقول, we did not find a text that the whole urine are haram, والأنجاء جملة, and the whole feces are haram. وإلا فلا يحرم من ذلك شيء إلا ما أجمع عليه من بول ابن آدم ونجوه. And so there is nothing haram from it except what there is a consensus that it is haram, like the consensus about the urine of the human being and the feces of the human being. كما قالوا, as he said, so they said that, and he means now he's talking about the Zahiriyah. He said we do not find any nas, any hadith which say that the whole kind of feces is haram and the whole kind of urine is haram, is najis. So we do not say anything of these things is najis except what is the consensus came with from that the urine and the feces of the human being are najis. كما قالوا فإن وجدنا نصا في تحريم كل ذلك ووجوب اجتنابه فالقول في ذلك واجب. So if we find a text or an evidence which say that all of these things are haram and وجوب اجتنابه, and to avoid it is wajib in salah, يعني means in salah, فالقول بذلك واجب. So to say according to this opinion is wajib, is obligatory. فنظرنا في ذلك, so we look at this, فوجدنا, and we found, he mentioned the narration, عن ابن عباس أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم سمع صوت إنسانان يعذبان في قبورهم. That Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam heard a voice of two persons are tortured in their graves. فقال عليه السلام, so عليه السلام said, يعذبان وما يعذبان في كبير. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said they are tortured, but they are not tortured in a big thing. يعني في كبير هنا, and it is not a big thing, not a difficult thing for them. This thing was not a difficult thing to be avoided. Okay? وإنه لكبير, but it is a big thing, means big. كبير هنا معناها it is a big major sin. It is a major sin. So this كبير وما يعذبان في كبير, they are not tortured because of a big thing, means a difficult. This kabir, first kabir means difficult. وَإِنَّهُ لَكَبِيرٌ, and indeed it is kabir here means a major sin. Okay, so it is not difficult, but it is major. It is a major sin. It is a big sin. كان أحدهما لا يستتر من البول. One of them used to not يعني take a screen from his urination. وكان الآخر يمشي بالنميمة, and the other one was walking with namima. Namima means to transfer the saying of the people to the other to cause problems between them. This is namma yanummu, to transfer the saying of the others to the other people to cause problem between them. هذه النميمة. So in this hadith كان أحدهما لا يستتر من البول. البول. As we said before, this could be it could mean الاستغراقية, الاستغراقية, which we can say comprehensive Comprehensive means that when you see this before the word, so it means the whole kind of vowel, okay, which can be included in this word. So this is al-istighraqiyya. Okay, so he said this in this hadith is al-istighraqiyya, means it includes every kind of vowel. So you have to avoid every kind of vowel. So this hadith and this word included every kind of bowel, the urine of the animal, and human beings. Okay, so and so this is the opinion of Ibn Hazm. Okay, so and there is another opinion, and this issue is depending upon an usuli issue, yani foundation issue, which is if you see in any hadith okay, this okay, can we interpret it with al-istighraqiyya or al-ahdiyya? What is the obvious understanding from this? So some foundation scholars said no. If you see so first thing, try to know, is this al-ahdiyya? What we means al-ahdiyya? Al-ahdiyya means that this thing which we are talking about is known from me and for me and for you. So كان أحدهما لا يستتر من البول. What is the known kind of bowel? The known kind of bowel from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the obvious known kind of bowel, he means the bowel of the human being. He does not mean the bowel of the monkey, or the bowel or the urine of the monkey, or the urine of the sheep, or urine of anything. So the other scholars who said that the bowel is not haram, not najis, the urine of the animals are not najis, they said we should, the obvious meaning of al here means the, like the in English, the urine. So the urine now we means by it a specific kind of urine, which is the urine of the human being. But Ibn Hazm said no, this al means all, you can say all kind. Yeah, so all kind of urine is haram. So and so there is a difference between the scholar, the foundation scholars, بين الأصوليين, that what is the obvious meaning of every al. So Ibn Hazm takes that the obvious meaning of every al is al-istighraqiyya, is a comprehensive al, which includes every kind of the thing. And if you remember that he say this about Hadith Fatima bint Abi Khubaysh as well, when she asked about the dam al-istihada, the blood of the bleeding from her private part. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam قال فاغسلي عنك الدم. So wash away the ad-dam. Ibn Hazm said ad-dam here means, so she has to wash every kind of dam. So the whole kinds of dam is najis. As the other scholar said, Adam here means this al means al-ahdiyah, means the dam which you are talking about, which you know for me and for you. This kind of dam of blood, which I know and you know as well. So now he means a specific kind of dam, which is the dam blood which comes from her private part, dam al-istihad. So this is the issue. The difference between the scholars about this issue is about the different understanding of this al. Alhamdulillah. So now Ibn Hazm tried to say that this al-bawl, this al, how can we know the meaning of this al? He means it is a general meaning, okay? Means it is comprehensive al, which means every kind of urine. And some others call no. How can we know the meaning of al? Means this is we can know the meaning of it by the context. Okay, so the context it shows the meaning. So in word اغسلي عنك الدم, wash away the dam here. Now the context of this hadith was talking about dam al-istihada, the bleed, the blood which is come continuously from her private part. So we can know by the context, and the context give us the obvious meaning. Okay, the context give us the obvious meaning. Ibn Hazm said no. The context of the hadith, it does not refer to the obvious meaning. So the obvious meaning is that every al, okay, means comprehensive al, which includes every kind of the thing. قال أبو محمد كل كبير فهو صغير بالإضافة إلى ما هو أكبر منه من الشرك أو القتل. طيب. He said now ما يعذبان في كبير وإنه لا كبير, and this is a major sin. Okay. طيب. Ibn Hazm said كل كبير, everything which is big, فهو صغير, so it is small, بالإضافة إلى ما هو أكبر منه, comparing with the thing which is bigger than it. من الشرك, from the shirk, from the associate a partner with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, أو القتل, or killing. وعن ابن عباس قال مر رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بقبرين فقال إنهما لا يعذبان وما يعذبان في كبير. Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم passed by a grave and he said both of them are tortured, but they are not tortured in a difficult thing to avoid. أما أحدهما فكان لا يشتكي من البول. Regarding one of them, he does not avoid the urination, the urine. وأما الآخر فكان يمشي بالنميمة. And as for the other one, he was walking between the people with conveying their saying to each other to cause problems with them amongst them. طيب. عن أبي صالح عن أبي هريرة عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال أكثر عذاب القبر في البول. The most of the punishment of the graves is because of the urine. هنا أيضا, here also it is the same difference between the scholars. Al-bawl here means it means the whole kind of urine or just the urine of the human being. Ibn Hajj said the whole kinds of urine. And عن عائشة رضي الله أم المؤمنين قالت سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يصلي بحضرة طعام. he should not pray, or he has not to pray بحضرة طعام. He mustn't pray in the presence of the food. Okay? يعني if the food is present, so salah here uh, is forbidden. ولا وهو يدافعه الأخبثان, and while the أخبثان يدافعه يعني struggle, يعني this is معنى دافع يدافع الأخبثان, means he struggle to keep his urine and his feces inside his stomach, and give 1 second. So يدافع means struggle to keep it inside his stomach, and it struggles him to get out. So يدافعه الأخبثان. فهنا كلمة الأخبثان هذا مثنى خبيث أو مثنى الأخبث. الخبيث هو means filthy things. Okay? يعني البول والنجو. He means the urine and the feces. So now Ibn Hazm takes from this hadith that al-bawl is khabith, filthy thing, so it is najis, and al-najm is khabith, which is feces is khabith, which means najis as well. And the other said no, the fi'l al-akhbathani means Rasulullah means the bawl, al-bawl of human being, because he is struggling to suppress, okay, the urine of the human being and the feces of the human being. ورويناه أيضا من طريق, he mentioned another chain of narrators. Okay. قال أبو محمد فافترض رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم على الناس اجتناب البول جملة. So Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم imposed of the people to avoid the whole kind of urine. وتوعد على ذلك بالعذاب, and he threatened them with punishment. وهذا عموم لا يجوز أن يخص منه بول دون بول, and this is a generality, so it is not allowed to specify any kind of it other than the other kind. فيكون فاعل ذلك مدعيا على الله وعلى رسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم ما لا علم له به. So in this case, the one who said that, he will be alleged about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his messenger what he has no knowledge about it, بالباطل, by the falsehood. إلا بنص جلي, except with a clear text. ووجدناه صلى الله عليه وسلم قد سمى البول جملة والنجوى جملة الأخبثين. And we find that Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم, he called the bowl, the urine and the feces al-akhbathayn, wal-khabith muharram, and everything which is khabith is muharram. قال الله تعالى ويحل لهم الطيبات ويحرم عليهم الخبائث. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about the Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم, Rasul يحل لهم الطيبات, he permitted for them the good things, ويحرم عليهم الخبائث, and he prohibited on them the filthy things. فصح أن كل أخبث وخبيث فهو حرام. So now it is clear that everything which is أخبث or خبيث, which is filthy, فهو حرام. فإن قيل, if it is said, إنما خاطب عليه السلام الناس. So Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم was addressing the people. So فإنما أراد نجوهم وبولهم فقط. So he just means their feces and their urine only. قلنا نعم إنما خاطب عليه السلام الناس ولكن أتى بالاسم الأعم. We said yes, but that Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم addressed the people, but he gets the general noun الذي يدخل تحته جنس البول والنجم, which is included under it, in it, the any kind of urine and feces. ولا فرق بين من قال إنما أراد عليه السلام نجوى الناس خاصة وبولهم وبين من قال بل إنما أراد عليه السلام بول كل إنسان عليه خاصة لا بول غيره من الناس. We said there's no difference between the one who said that he means the feces of the people specifically and the urine of the people specifically, and the one who said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he means the urine of a specific person on himself, just on himself, not the urine of any other people. وكذلك في النجم. He means now, if you he means Ibn Hazm means that if you say this al-ahdiyya, if you say this al is al-ahdiyya, and this is mean a specific kind of bowl, which is human being, okay? He said anyone else can say no. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam means by this al, this is the urine of just this human being. Yeah, it means, يعني, it means it could be more specific than that what you are saying. So you said this is specifically about human being. No, someone else can say this urine is specific. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam meant by this urine, al-bawl, the specific human being which he is talking with. Okay. وكذلك في النجم. And this is about najwa as well. فصح أن الواجب حمل ذلك على ما تحت الاسم الجامع للجنس كله. So now it became correct that it is obligatory on us to translate ذلك, to interpret that with the everything which can get under the general noun, okay, which gather or which includes this the whole kind. فإن قيل إن هذا الخبر الذي فيه العذاب في البول إنما هو من رواية الأعمش عن مجاهد وقدت كل ما فيها. And we said, if they said this khabar, this narration which is comes with the عذاب في البول, the punishment about the urine, إنما هو من رواية الأعمش عن مجاهد. This is from the narration of الأعمش ميمون بن مهران. هذا أحد رواة كبار الحديث عن مجاهد بن جبر. هذا student of ابن عباس. وقد تكلم فيها. تكلم فيها means some scholars said that if الأعمش narrated about Mujahid, so now we know that this narration is ضعيفة. Okay, because Al-A'mash is ضعيف. If he narrated something just in Mujahid, Al-A'mash is trustworthy and he is accurate in his memorization, and he is one of the narrators of Al-Bukhari or Muslim. But some scholars said that his narration about just Mujahid, okay, it is ضعيف. وأيضا, and as well as, فإنه مرة رواه عن مجاهد عن ابن عباس ومرة عن مجاهد عن طاووس عن ابن عباس. They said one time he narrated, Ibn A'mash narrated this hadith from Mujahid and Ibn Abbas, and the other time he narrated it from Mujahid and Tawus and Ibn Abbas. طيب. What are they saying of it? And some scholars, not all of them, in Salah al-Hadith, if a narrator get narrated many narrations like this, and he made difference of his narration. So one time he narrated it about Mujahid, and another time he narrated about Mujahid from Tawus, from Ibn Abbas. So there is a difference. The Tawus here is extra. So some scholar, but a little, say this is illa in hadith. Illa means a cause that shows this hadith is, or a sign that this hadith is, shows that this hadith is da'if. Why? Because they said, now he made a difference between these two narrations, so now it shows that he is not accurate in his saying. Okay, and the other scholar said no, maybe he one time he narrated it from Mujahid and Ibn Abbas, and he as well narrated it from Mujahid and Tawus and Ibn Abbas. This is maybe Mujahid heard it directly from Ibn Abbas one time, and the other time Mujahid heard it from Tawus, from Ibn Abbas, and so there is no contradiction. Okay. وأيضا, and the third thing, فإن ابن راهوي، هذا إسحاق بن راهوي، هذا من كبار العلماء الحديث، إسحاق بن راهوي ومحمد بن العلاء ويحيى وأبا سعيد الأشد رووه عن وكيع عن الأعمش فقالوا فيه كان لا يستتر من بوله. نعم. So all of these narrators narrated it from Al-A'mash, and they said he did not avoid his bowl, okay, his urine. No. This is another usuli issue actually, okay, foundation issue, okay. So if we have two narrations, okay, so, and one narration is with al, or which is talking generally about something, like this narration. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam one said, كان لا يستتر من البول, البول, and the other narration which is mutlaq. The first narration was mutlaq, they call it mutlaq, which is absolute. Okay. Well, the other narration said كان لا يستتر من بوله. بوله here his urine. So we call this narration is muqayyad. Muqayyad means like specified or just
restricted.
Restricted. No, restricted. Restricted by his urine. So what we can do in these two narrations? Okay. So some scholars said we have to take the restricted narration and leave the general one, the absolute one. Why? They said now because the restricted narration has an extra thing. Watch this extra thing. This is extra thing. This is ha. They said now this is in the words they have an extra thing here. This is ha. So, and we have a rule in Mustalah al-Hadith, if a trustworthy or fiqh person add uh, an extra thing in Hadith, so we have to accept it. So they said we have to take with the extra thing here, which is ha. So now, and we should depend upon this narration and leave the other one. Okay. So we can take the other one, but if we take with this, we will take with the extra thing. So now we said min bawli, so we should stop on this narration and say bawli here means his urine. So now this hadith is talking about his urine. Okay. Right. The other opinion of the scholar said, no, yes, we have to take with the extra meaning. Okay, if a trustworthy narrator give us an extra thing of in the hadith, so we should accept it. Okay, so but what is the extra here? Okay, what is the extra thing? Okay, is the extra thing is in the words like this, huh? Or on the meaning. So the first narrator which he said كان لا يستتر من البول. So now he adds something else, the extra in the meaning. Okay, so al-bawl here means that is a general word, includes every kind of bawl. Okay, and this narrator, okay, he said bawlihi. Now this is less in the meaning, not less in the letters or in the words. So they said yes, we should take with the extra, but we should take with the hadith which has an extra meaning, not an extra in the letters or the words. So they said we should take with the general one which has an extra meaning. كان لا يستتر من البول. So every kind of bowl. Okay, this is the two main schools about this issue actually, but there is another school. They said if they have a condition. Okay, they said we can talk with the extra of the letters or extra of the words. Okay, but just if the two narration were from من نفس المخرج. ما معنى من نفس المخرج؟ يعني they are narrated from a specific one. Like this narration. This is all of these narrations are from Al-A'mash. At the end of the day are from Al-A'mash. So they said if they are from the same narrator, okay, so we can talk with the restricted meaning. Okay, if it is not from the same narrator, so one narrator said al-bawl and the other narrator said bawli, so now we have to talk with the general meaning. Why? Because if it is from the same narrator, so maybe this narrator narrated both of them and one time and wanted to one of his narration explained the other one of his narration like bawlihi, it explained the other one which is al-bawl. Now we know he is explaining the other one which is al-bawl, and he said that bawlihi, al-bawl means bawlihi, yani bawli means his urine, not the whole kind of urine. Madhab Ibn Hazm, the opinion of Ibn Hazm about this issue, he said no contradiction. We have to take with the narration which has an extra meaning, not an extra in the words or in the letters of the hadith. So وهكذا رواه عثمان بن أبي شيبة عن جرير عن منصور عن مجاهد. قال أبو محمد هذا كله لا شيء. All of what you said is nothing.